Today, I'm continuing my journey with you to share how to replant and care for weakened orchids. Before us is an orchid that is wilting and lacking vitality. The leaves and growing medium have dried up and contain a lot of mold and pathogens. In the process of growing orchids, when you encounter situations like this, absolutely do not throw it away. With proper treatment and care, the plant can completely recover and grow beautifully again. First, let's check the growing medium. You can clearly see that it is dirty, rotten, and no longer able to nourish the plant. The old leaves inside have accumulated mold, which is the reason the plant is gradually weakening. This part must be completely removed. Next, we remove all the old growing medium. If the growing medium is rotten, the plant cannot survive for long. At this point, only a few roots remain firmly attached, so we need to carefully separate them to preserve the living ones. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe buttons to support me and so you don't miss any orchid care tips. It's great to have you as a companion on this journey. As you can see, both the roots and the growing medium are heavily contaminated. Therefore, this orchid is in critical condition and requires urgent care. If left untreated, it will gradually wither due to fungal disease. Next, we prepare a clean pair of scissors and begin trimming away all the damaged, decaying substrates clinging to the plant. Any rotten, waterlogged or fungal infected parts must be completely removed. When cutting, be sure to cut cleanly and decisively, removing all damaged parts until you see a fresh, firm, and healthy base. These green, vibrant sections are the foundation for the plant's recovery later. Besides English, we now have voiceovers in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Hindi, and Indonesian to help you understand the content more easily. Listen in your preferred language by opening the video and clicking on the settings gear icon to select the appropriate audio language. For leaves that are waterlogged, soft, and covered in mold, you also need to remove them immediately. These damaged leaves are breeding grounds for bacteria and fungi. Leaving them will spread and weaken the plant more quickly. Which country are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments. It's wonderful that we can connect and chat with each other from all over the world. After removing all the damaged parts, lift the plant and proceed with the next steps to help the orchid revive safely and effectively. Next, we will rinse and clean the orchid with clean water. Washing under a steady stream of clean water will help remove all remaining dirt, mold, and bacteria from the leaves, stem, and roots. You should pour gently but evenly, ensuring the water reaches every nook and cranny of the plant. Proper cleaning will be highly effective, and mold will be almost completely removed. Afterward, rinse again with clean water to ensure the plant is completely clean and free of impurities or pathogens. This completes the cleaning process. The orchid is now clean, well ventilated, and ready for the next step in the care and restoration process. Next, I used a lemon to disinfect the plant. Lemons have strong antibacterial and antifungal properties and are also rich in vitamin C, which helps stimulate the orchid's rapid recovery, increase its resistance, and limit disease after treatment. Take out half a lemon, then prepare a clean container or container to proceed with the steps of mixing the plant nutrient solution in the next section. Next, squeeze half of the prepared lemon into the container. After squeezing, completely remove the seeds and pulp, keeping only the pure juice to avoid damaging the orchid's roots. Then, add exactly 1 liter of clean filtered water and stir well to completely dilute the lemon solution. This is a safe ratio that helps maximize its antifungal and antibacterial properties while also supporting the orchid's recovery and stable growth. Next, we stir the solution well so that the lemon juice is completely dissolved in the water. Next, prepare a clean container and place the entire orchid plant inside, including the roots and leaves. Then, pour the prepared lemon juice solution into the container, ensuring that orchid is completely submerged. At this point, the orchid will be immersed in the solution, which helps disinfect, inhibit mold growth, and clean the entire surface of the roots and leaves. The soaking time is approximately 30 minutes. This is crucial for eliminating pathogens and supporting the orchid's recovery before moving on to the next care steps. Next, after soaking for 30 minutes, we remove the orchid from the lemon juice solution. At this point, the orchid has been treated with antibacterial and antifungal agents, stimulating its recovery and growth more effectively. Next, I use a soft cotton pad to gently wipe the entire stem leaves and roots to completely remove any remaining mold and bacteria on the surface. Thus, we have completed the orchid treatment. The plant is now clean, healthy, and ready for the next planting and care stage. Moving on to the next step, with our orchid, you can see that the leaves have been deeply affected by mold. This is very dangerous if not treated promptly. Therefore, we must cut off the infected leaves. I will use scissors to cut closely, completely removing the moldy leaves, leaving no diseased tissue behind, because if any remains, bacteria and fungi will continue to spread. Yellowed, wilted leaves must be removed decisively, keeping only the healthy leaf bases to avoid damaging the stem. After treating the leaves, we take the plant out and continue with the next steps of care to help the orchid recover and grow steadily. Next, we take out the cinnamon powder. I will take a sufficient amount of cinnamon powder and apply it directly to the cuts and the leaves that have just been treated. For wounds on the base and stem, we cover them completely with cinnamon powder to protect the cut surface. Cinnamon powder has strong antibacterial and antifungal properties, and it also helps stimulate tissue healing, preventing rot and reinfection of the orchid. After treatment, place the orchid in a dry, airy place to allow the wounds to dry and heal completely before replanting. Next, after the wounds on the orchid have completely dried and healed, we proceed to plant it in a pot. Here, I use a pot with good drainage holes, and the growing medium is shredded pine bark. This type of pine bark is very aerated, allowing the orchid roots to breathe well and preventing root rot. Next, put a layer of growing medium at the bottom of the pot. Then place the orchid in the correct position, keeping the roots straight. Before planting, the pine bark has been thoroughly treated to prevent mold, so you can rest assured. Finally, add more shredded pine bark around it, filling evenly but not compacting to ensure maximum aeration for the roots, helping the orchid quickly stabilize and grow healthy. Next, we continue by peeling the pine bark into small pieces and spreading them evenly over the surface of the pot. Then, gently tap around the edges of the pot so that the pine bark automatically fills the gaps, snugly covering the orchid roots without damaging them. Next, we cover the surface of the pot with a thin layer of dried moss. Use just enough moss, gently covering the root area to maintain stable moisture, creating conditions for the orchid roots to quickly recover and grow new roots. Absolutely do not cover too thickly, as this will suffocate the roots. This completes the entire process of planting the orchid. After planting, place the pot in the garden, in a shady, well-ventilated location with gentle sunlight. After about a day, when the plant has stabilized, we begin caring for it and watering according to a suitable schedule to help it adapt and grow. Next, I use Malabar spinach as a nutrient solution for my orchids. Malabar spinach is rich in natural nutrients, especially vitamin C, vitamin E, and many minerals. It has antibacterial and antifungal properties and stimulates the orchid's recovery and healthy growth. Then, we harvest the Malabar spinach leaves, prioritizing fresh, clean leaves as these contain the highest nutritional content. I only use the leaves. The stems and older parts are discarded and not used as a nutrient solution. Next, we prepare a clean container, then place all the selected sweet potato leaves inside. On the Blissful Garden channel, you can also find many ways to make homemade organic fertilizers from familiar kitchen ingredients. These are not only cost-effective but also help plants grow sustainably. Next, we use breadcrumbs. These are leftover bread from the kitchen, dried or sun-dried for later use. Absolutely no moldy bread should be used. Take exactly 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, as they are rich in vitamin B and essential minerals that stimulate root growth and increase the orchid's resistance. Then, add the breadcrumbs to 500 ml of hot water to dissolve the nutrients and prepare them for the next step in the orchid care process. Next, we put the mixture into a blender and grind it thoroughly until all the ingredients are completely broken down. After grinding, we obtain a nutrient solution from the breadcrumbs and spinach. At this point, seal the container tightly and let it ferment in a cool, well-ventilated place. Let it ferment for exactly 1 day to allow the breadcrumbs and spinach to gently ferment, releasing nutrients and increasing their absorption efficiency for the orchid. After a day of incubation, we take the jar of breadcrumbs out to check. At this point, the solution has completely permeated and is gently fermenting. You will see white bubbles rising to the surface. This is a sign that beneficial microorganisms and fungi have formed, and the solution is ready. Immediately afterward, we filter out all the residue, keeping only the pure nutrient solution to use for the orchids. Next, we prepare a clean container. Then, we carefully filter out all the sediment, completely removing any remaining breadcrumbs. What we need to retain is the strained breadcrumb liquid. This is a pure, sediment-free nutrient solution, ready for use in orchid care and recovery. This is the purified nutrient solution, free of sediment, ready to be used for caring for and restoring orchids. Next, we add 500 milliliters of clean filtered water, then stir well so that the fermented breadcrumbs and spinach solution are completely dissolved, forming a liquid fertilizer. This solution will be used to care for and restore the orchid plant, helping it absorb nutrients quickly, grow steadily, and become healthier. 1 day after planting the orchid in the pot, when the roots have begun to stabilize in the growing medium, we proceed with the first step of care using nutrient solution. I prepare a spray bottle, fill it with a lightly fermented nutrient solution, and then spray evenly over the entire orchid. First, spray the upper surface of the leaves to clean off dust and mold. At the same time, the nutrients will penetrate through the leaf surface, supporting root growth and promoting plant development. This is a lightly fermented solution. When used correctly, it helps form a beneficial microbial system on the leaves and in the growing medium, thereby inhibiting harmful fungi, balancing the growing environment, and making the orchid healthier and more stable. After spraying the leaves, instead of wiping, we water the roots directly with the solution, allowing the plant to absorb nutrients through the roots, creating a foundation for sustainable recovery and growth. Next, I prepare a watering can and fill it with nutrient solution. Then, I water the orchid directly at the base, leaving a slightly hollow space in the pot so the solution can evenly penetrate the roots and growing medium. This helps the plant absorb nutrients from the roots, transport them back up to the stem and leaves, thereby stimulating stronger growth and development. Next, I soak the entire orchid pot in the solution for about 20 minutes, allowing the nutrient solution to deeply penetrate the roots and growing medium, helping the plant accumulate nutrients better. During this care phase, we use the nutrient solution every 2 weeks. On normal days, if the growing medium is dry, simply water and mist with clean filtered water to keep the plant moist, on average every 3 days, helping the orchid maintain stable humidity and grow evenly. After soaking, I remove the orchid and let it drain. Finally, place the plant outdoors in a shady, well-ventilated location with gentle light, absolutely avoiding direct sunlight. This environment will create ideal conditions for the orchid to recover, grow healthily, and develop sustainably. After 3 weeks, our orchid has recovered and is growing very vigorously. The roots are strong, the leaves are dark green and glossy, and especially new shoots with a reddish tint have begun to appear, a clear sign that the plant is thriving. With just simple nutrients readily available in the kitchen, after 4 weeks of proper care, the orchid has sprouted new shoots, forming fresh, vibrant, and healthy young leaves. From a plant that seemed weakened, with the right growing medium and careful care, the orchid can completely revive and develop sustainably. Observing the roots, we see new roots continuously developing, with strong, healthy rootlets that firmly anchor themselves in the growing medium. Once the plant has strong roots and stable leaves, care becomes much easier and simpler. Continuing to maintain a natural, well-ventilated environment, using clean, dry, growing medium, and combining it with appropriate nutrients, the orchid will continue to grow healthier. From here, we continue the process of regular fertilization and care, so that the orchid can enter the next growth phase in a stable and long-lasting manner. After 2 months, our orchid has fully recovered and entered its mature stage. The leaves are noticeably thicker, sturdier, and growing vigorously, with a neat and beautiful form. The number of leaves has increased significantly, and the color is a stable green, indicating good photosynthesis and consistent nutrient accumulation. Observing the root system, the orchid's roots are very healthy, both thick and strong, with glossy green root tips, demonstrating efficient nutrient absorption. The previously damaged leaves have completely healed. Importantly, the plant has begun to sprout flower stalks, a clear sign that it has sufficient strength and vitality for growth. Thanks to consistent proper care and dedication, the orchid's roots are healthy and growing vigorously towards the rim of the pot. The plant stands firmly in the pot, with thick, well-developed roots and numerous new roots at the bottom, indicating a suitable and well-draining growing medium. When the plant is healthy with strong roots and leaves, the orchid will lazuli sprout new shoots, produce flower stalks, and bloom, creating a lush green canopy and the ability to flower year-round. With patient care, proper techniques, and genuine love for the plant, the orchid will respond with vigorous growth and lasting beauty. Orchid leaves sprout roots directly from the base in just 1 week. Today I will share the process of treating and caring for orchids that have rotted or been severely damaged, even if only 1 leaf remains. With the right technique, these orchids can be completely revived, sprout new roots, and grow healthy again. Don't throw them away before watching this video. This is an orchid plant growing in the garden. However, due to prolonged rainy and humid weather conditions, combined with improper watering, A favorable environment has been created for pathogens to develop, causing the orchid to become infected. It is evident that many orchid leaves have dried out, become soft and mushy, turned yellowish, and even show signs of water rot. Black, mottled spots form on the leaf surface, a typical sign of fungal and bacterial diseases that have invaded and thrived in prolonged humid conditions. Therefore, it is essential to thoroughly remove these damaged leaves to prevent the disease from spreading. Next, we will check the roots and the growing medium. The root system showed signs of darkening due to prolonged waterlogging, leading to root rot, complete softening, and no longer any indication that it could be used. These roots have completely rotted inside, losing their ability to absorb water and nutrients, so they must be cut off to prevent affecting other healthy parts of the plant. This leaf is infected with fungus, turning yellow from the stem upwards, and also shows signs of insect damage. Therefore, it needs to be removed immediately. Next, use sharp, clean scissors to trim away all withered, rotten, soft, or fungal-infected roots, as these roots no longer function to absorb water and nutrients, and keeping them will only weaken the plant further. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe buttons to support me and so you don't miss any orchid care tips. It's great to have you as a companion on this journey. For the root system, trim until only healthy, green or white tissue remains, as this is the area capable of regenerating and developing new roots. This part of the plant has been infected by fungus that has spread all the way to the leaf stalk, so it needs to be completely removed to prevent the disease from spreading further and damaging the leaves. Thus, we proceeded to remove all the infected parts, and then continued with careful trimming to completely eliminate any remaining tissue showing signs of mold. After the treatment process is complete, we are left with only one leaf, which may still be wrinkled, but with the correct restoration technique described below, this leaf can completely recover and regenerate into a full orchid plant. After pruning is complete, use a clean water hose to thoroughly rinse the entire stem and leaves to remove dirt, bacteria, and fungal spores still clinging to the plant's surface. Besides English, we now have voiceovers in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Hindi, and Indonesian to help you understand the content more easily. Listen in your preferred language by opening the video and clicking on the settings gear icon to select the appropriate audio language. This is a crucial step that significantly reduces the amount of remaining mold, creating favorable conditions for the orchid to recover safely. Use the spray nozzle again to ensure the leaves are clean after scrubbing, which helps open the stomata so the leaves can absorb nutrients better. Next, remove the leaf and proceed to the next step, which is to treat and remove the mold from deep within the plant tissue, in order to completely eliminate any remaining pathogens. Next, prepare a clean container. Then, pour in exactly 1000 milliliters of water to use as a solvent for the disinfectant solution. Next, we will use potassium permanganate, a solution with excellent antibacterial and antifungal properties, particularly suitable for treating and restoring orchid plants. I used 10 drops of potassium permanganate, adding them directly to the prepared water. Then I stirred well to completely dissolve the potassium permanganate in the water, creating a diluted disinfectant solution that is safe for plants but still effective enough to kill harmful mold and bacteria. Next, I prepared a clean container. Then, I placed the entire orchid plant in the container, from roots and stem to leaves, ensuring it was completely submerged. Next, I poured the prepared potassium permanganate solution into the container. The purpose of this step is to disinfect and kill any remaining mold and bacteria on the orchid. We completely submerge the leaves in the solution. The soaking time is about 30 minutes. In the next section, I will use aloe vera as a natural fertilizer for orchids. Aloe vera is rich in nutrients, containing vitamin C, vitamin E, and many essential minerals, helping orchids increase their resistance, limit fungal diseases and harmful agents. Cut the aloe vera into thin, small slices. Slicing the aloe vera into small pieces helps the nutrients inside to be released and dissolve more quickly when used, thus allowing the orchid to absorb them more effectively. On the Blissful Garden channel, you can also find many ways to make homemade organic fertilizers from familiar kitchen ingredients. These are not only cost-effective, but also help plants grow sustainably. In this way, we have prepared the aloe vera in small pieces, ready for the next step in the orchid care process. Next, I will prepare a clean container. Then peel all the prepared aloe vera and put it directly into the container. Which country are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments. It's wonderful that we can connect and chat with each other from all over the world. Then add another 500 milliliters of hot water to help release the nutrients faster, creating a suitable nutrient solution for orchid care in the following steps. After adding hot water, I stir it well, then seal it tightly. Next, I take the solution outside to the garden, place it in a cool, airy place to let it ferment for 1 hour. Next, after soaking the orchid in an antibacterial and antifungal solution for 30 minutes, I will remove the entire plant. Afterward, I use a clean cotton cloth to wipe the entire stem, base, and roots of the orchid one more time. This step completely removes any remaining mold and insects, ensuring the plant is thoroughly clean before moving on to the next care step. This ensures the entire root system is disinfected, fungicides are eliminated, and harmful insects are repelled, helping the plant recover and stabilize. After an hour of incubation, our aloe vera mixture has undergone a slight fermentation, and the nutrients have now been released into liquid form. I stirred it again, then filtered out all the pulp. Next, I prepared a clean container and carefully filtered out the aloe vera sediment, keeping only the clear liquid. The result is a bottle of nutrient-rich aloe vera solution, ready to use for caring for and restoring orchids, helping them grow healthier and more stable. In the next step, we add vitamin B1. This is a very strong stimulant for orchids to root, sprout, and prepare for flowering, helping the plant recover and develop more stably. Here, I add 3 vitamin B1 tablets. Then add 500 milliliters of clean water. Next, stir the mixture well so that the vitamin B1 dissolves completely with the aloe vera juice. Thus, we have obtained an aloe vera juice solution combined with vitamin B1, which provides nutrients for the leaves and stimulates root growth very well. Next, I used a soft cotton pad, soaked it in this solution, and gently wiped all the orchid leaves. The nutrients are absorbed directly through the leaves, making them healthy and shiny, while also supporting photosynthesis, nourishing the plant to recover and grow again. Thus, we have provided nutrients through the leaves to create favorable conditions for the plant to continue receiving care in the following steps. Next, I prepared a clean cup. Then, I placed the orchid plant, ensuring the entire root and leaves were inside the cup. Next, I poured the prepared aloe vera and vitamin B1 solution into the cup, completely submerging the roots. Note that only the roots should be submerged. Do not let the water cover the leaves. Soak for 25 minutes. Next, we use a piece of foam. Place the pot or glass cup on top to measure and cut the foam to fit snugly and evenly around the bottom of the cup. This foam will be used as a stable moisturating substrate, helping to stabilize the plant and minimize direct contact with water. This is a crucial foundation for applying the greenhouse orchid cultivation method, creating a humid, airtight, and stable environment, thereby stimulating the orchid to recover quickly and form new roots. After ensuring the foam piece fits the bottom of the pot, place it in the pot, ready to replant the orchid. After soaking for 25 minutes, the entire root system of the orchid has absorbed enough nutrients. Next, we will proceed with replanting the trees using the greenhouse method. Next, I will lift the orchid out and prepare cinnamon powder to disinfect it. I apply the cinnamon powder directly to the wounds and cuts at the base of the leaves. This step helps prevent rot and fungal infections from recurring, while also promoting faster wound healing. Cinnamon powder has excellent antifungal and antibacterial properties, especially effective in treating cuts and open wounds on the stem and roots of orchids. Next, we proceed with planting the orchid by adding filtered water to the cup so that the water level only slightly touches the bottom of the sponge, making sure the water does not completely submerge the sponge. The purpose of this step is to create stable humidity in the growing environment, allowing the orchid leaves to absorb moisture gradually. Secure the base of the orchid plant in the center of the foam block, ensuring it stands firmly and receives adequate moisture. Then, use a perforated cover to maintain necessary air circulation, while also preventing mold and insect infestation, ensuring a stable and safe recovery environment for the plant. Place the plant in a shady spot in the garden with gentle sunlight so it can continue to grow. After about 3 weeks of care, the orchid's leaves showed a remarkable recovery and vigorous growth. Healthy new roots began to appear at the base, demonstrating the positive effects of the treatment and the use of aloe vera nutrients combined with vitamin B1. Upon closer inspection, the orchid leaves may still appear wrinkled. This is because the plant is concentrating most of its energy and nutrients at the base to form new roots. Once the root system is stable and strong enough, the roots will effectively absorb water and nutrients, supplying them back to the leaves, helping them quickly regain their firmness and fully recover. Next, we will proceed with replanting and caring for the trees. Here, I use pots with good drainage holes to prevent waterlogging, and the growing medium is shredded pine bark. This type of pine bark is very aerated, allowing the orchid roots to breathe well and reducing root rot. Next, add a layer of potting mix to the bottom of the pot. Before planting, the pine bark has been thoroughly treated to prevent mold, so you can rest assured. Next, I took a metal rod and bent it into a U shape to make a support. The purpose is to help secure the orchid's leaves and roots so they don't wobble during growth. Once finished, we will proceed to place the plant in the pot. Using a thin layer of moss as a light liner beneath the root system protects the weak, young roots while maintaining stable moisture levels around the base. This moss creates a well-ventilated but not dry environment, allowing the orchid roots to absorb moisture effectively, thus helping the plant quickly stabilize and continue to grow healthy. Use a clip to gently secure the leaf, helping the plant stand upright and preventing it from moving. Then, cover the base of the orchid with a thin layer of moss to retain moisture, protect the young roots, and create favorable conditions for recovery and growth. After planting, we have a complete orchid pot. The next step is to care for the orchid using aloe vera and B1 fertilizer prepared in the previous steps. This is the nutrient-rich aloe vera juice that I prepared earlier. I completely filtered out the sediment, keeping only the clear liquid for use in orchid care. This way, we obtain a pure, safe, and suitable nutrient solution to support the orchid's recovery and growth. Next, apply the nutrient solution directly to the leaves by pouring it into a spray bottle and spraying it evenly over the leaf surface. This method helps the orchid absorb nutrients quickly through its leaves, supporting the recovery process and enhancing the plant's health. This way, the leaves will absorb the nutrients, and in just 1 week, they will become plump and green again. Next, we will take the plant out and proceed to water the roots and growing medium directly. Focus on fertilizing through the roots so that the plant can absorb nutrients from the base up to the entire stem. When done correctly, the orchid roots will be healthy, absorb nutrients well, and the plant will grow more efficiently. During this care phase, we use nutrients every 2 weeks. On normal days, if the growing medium is dry, simply water and mist with clean filtered water to keep the plant moist, on average every 3 days, helping the orchid maintain stable humidity and grow evenly. Finally, place the plant outdoors in a shady, well-ventilated location with gentle sunlight in the garden to allow it to grow. After about 2 months of applying the correct care procedures, the orchid plant showed significant recovery in all its parts. Regarding the leaves, the old leaves became firmer, significantly less wrinkled, and turned a darker green and thicker. At the same time, the plant continued to develop new leaves with even, glossy, and healthy leaf blades, indicating that photosynthesis was functioning well. In terms of overall growth, the orchid plant began to form flower stalks, a clear sign that the plant had fully recovered, was strong enough to nourish flowers, and maintain a stable growth cycle. Regarding the root system, new roots grew simultaneously, with translucent green root tips, thick and strong rhizomes, firmly anchoring to the substrate, showing that the plant's ability to absorb water and nutrients had stabilized. At this stage, the plant is healthy, well-balanced, and ready to enter the flowering period. What do you think of my method for reviving this orchid? Don't hesitate to leave a comment and share your thoughts. I really want to hear your feedback and experiences. Every share from you is a valuable source of motivation that helps us learn and love plants more every day.